Hey everyone, this is Louis7, and today I am finally starting my playthrough of the Corsairs of Umbar expansion in The Lord of the Rings Online. But it is not on this character that I am on right now. I logged into this character because I actually have some work to do before I can actually begin the playthrough, which I do plan to start today, but we just have a little bit of stuff to get done. First of all, crafting related stuff. That's actually pretty much it. It's a little bit of item organization, and don't know how those ended up on this character, but a little bit of item organization and a lot of crafting is going to be the prep. So the Rune Keeper I am taking through is Louis-7, wonderfully named, and he's just going to get a crafting carryall. If y'all did not see my video on the Black Friday sales for LOTRO, that is where I actually spent some LOTRO points for the first time in a very long time, and I bought some crafting carryalls. I also have Hobbit gifts open, so figure we can do that here. And I got 67,000 item XP. That's what I'll take away from that. That's probably the better thing out of all the stuff there. And then I think I want to send him a task carryall as well. He should be getting some nice task items, even though you can't turn those in until 145 as far as I know, unless they did actually change that. So we'll go ahead and get that sent. Now he has some other things for crafting that I need to do, but I honestly don't know what they are until I log into him. I did a really bad job preparing for the stream, in part actually I could just send everything. Like, this is all wood stuff, and I know I don't need that, but I could send him this other one that has actually useful things for crafting. It does have some wood stuff, so I'd have to return it, but this might actually be my best bet. Or, you know what? There's this great thing in LOTRO called this shared storage. I'm used to not having shared storage because, well, I had my shared storage way overflowed when we moved to Anor. Or moved from Anor to Landreval. I had like 360 out of 120 items in my shared storage, but I finally cleaned it out earlier this year and I completely forgot about that. My mouth is deciding to be a little bit dry right now, but that's okay. I also have a slightly stuffy nose, I have found out, that I didn't even feel until I started talking. Probably because it's cold, which I actually like, but it is cold. Okay, so yeah, crafting, I'm not going to, as I talked about in my, what was that called? I have a plan. That video where I basically talked about my plans to go through the Corsairs of Umbar expansion content. The reason I'm also specifying here Corsairs of Umbar is if I just call it Umbar, which is what I like to call the expansion, it's not really indicative of what I will be doing. There's a better word, but that's what we'll go with right now. It's not actually going to represent what I'm doing because I'm going to be doing Gondor content today. That's the reality of it, for better or worse. Wow, I actually have two large carryalls in here. What are even in those? I did not know I had those there. I have more carryalls than I thought, which is actually a good thing. Okay, so this is my warden, and I want to put probably not that task carryall, especially because I won't be able to turn in tasks unless they're the old, like, Western King's Gondor, presumably, if that's even a thing, one. Okay, so we'll move. Wait, do not have enough room to do that. Why not? Oh, my shared storage is full. I did all that talk about me emptying it out. Okay, sealed tracery. Yeah, I can go ahead and withdraw a few of these. I'll use some of them on my warden, some of them on my Rune Keeper. It doesn't really matter at this point. So I'll just go ahead and remove some of those to actually make space for the stuff that I want to give to my Rune Keeper. So that was, what was that, chest 6? And we're going to put the crafting carryall, this one, in there. And then I want to send him one blank carryall, although at this point I don't know why. And then also a task carryall. What happened to my task carryall? I know I had one. Did I put that in there? No. I got another task carryall. Where did it go? Interesting. I don't think I already sent it to somebody. Wait, did I put it in another chest here? cat in the way. Okay, 0 task. 1 task carriel. Oh well, that one's gone missing. We'll maybe find it later. To get to chat, did want to say hello to Jeff for a bit and stands in the fire. Good confirmation on the task. So yes, I won't be able to turn this in on my Rune Keeper today at least, I suppose. So we have time to find that task carriel. I have no idea where it went. I assume it existed at some point, but you all might have seen me do something with it. And I have no idea what that is. But we'll go ahead and switch over to my Rune Keeper. And as I'm doing that, a little bit about this playthrough is for people that have maybe missed my plan video. I'm going to be doing, I mentioned Gondor content today, but I'm going to focus only on the book quests as the plan because I want to get to Umbar. I am kind of excited for the story. I have to be honest, the first book, the one we had like in game before the Umbar expansion, I wasn't the biggest fan of it. It wasn't like very bad. It wasn't bad, but I was also not the biggest fan of it. I was getting kind of bored during it. I think they were kind of boring quests, is the way it just turned out. The story was kind of odd. I've heard some interesting reviews of the story from the first book in particular. Again, the one that I've already played through. And a short summary, maybe, of how I felt about that was that it was kind of entertaining, infiltrating the, what are they called, the heirs of Castamere. It was kind of interesting infiltrating them, but it was also a little funky how it worked out. I also, at this point, I haven't played through the story, so that could actually reveal some insight. I've, as usual, tried to avoid spoilers as well. Hey, we're actually perfectly ready for quests. I forgot I got this character at that point. So this is where book 2 starts. Well, actually, it technically started right outside this building, but it ported me right to him at the start. But it is... Yeah, I'm not sure how excited I am for the questing in the story, but what I have found with a lot of things, especially in LOTRO, is that I typically enjoy them the first playthrough. I just don't always enjoy them for a repeated playthrough. I think book 1 is a perfect example because it is something that I actually did kind of enjoy elements of the first time. I know during that stream I talked about how the Heirs of Castamere storyline was already annoying me like 1 chapter in, but I did enjoy it, the overall experience nonetheless. So hopefully, going through everything fresh on this Rune Keeper, I will enjoy it. Also, we need a new outfit for him. I have to be honest, I love this outfit. It's very nice and purple, but I'd like to get him a new, maybe Gondor themed, or I think this is technically Osgiliath, maybe? Is that where this outfit? I know it's the PvMP ones, but I thought it was Osgiliath related somehow. Maybe not. I thought I remember there being a connection to Osgiliath there. But I am, wanting a new outfit for him that's maybe better themed for the expansion. I could use one of the ones from the fancy expansion editions, but I really like this outfit, so I'll use it on him until I find a better one, essentially, is the plan. Now, I did mention that I actually had to do crafting and the such before I wanted to continue. So I'm probably going to continue book 2 until we get to the new zones. So just because we're here, it seems kind of silly to leave this place and have to come right back when I'm not really in a place where I can gather anyway. So the whole point of crafting progression on this character is to be able to gather Umbari tier materials, because unfortunately, and one of the reasons I've delayed my playthrough is because that kind of demotivated me, was the delay of the crafting revamp. Or at least a lot of features of the crafting revamp, and one of them that is coming later is the ability to gather any tier node, no matter what your actual progress in the profession is for gathering. So like a apprentice prospector could go ahead and gather Umbar tier ores. But that's currently not in the game. Okay, so we have to go to the falls northwestern reaches of this town. I have not paid attention. I'm supposed to be paying attention to the quest. I have a problem of not paying attention, especially when I am streaming. So these are not the northwestern reaches. There must be another one for this fountain here. But that is good to hear, Stand in the Fire, that you enjoyed this Gondor storyline. But design is very standard for LOTRO. That's about what I expect. Which again, usually I do enjoy. It's just Gondor is not the most exciting place to me in LOTRO. I realize it's a very significant part of the Lord of the Rings, but overall it's just not the most exciting place for me in LOTRO. I will say though that the battle for Pelennor Fields, the boar, is actually going to make me go to the water. I was hoping I'd be able to fill the bowl from the bridge. This has to be where I have to be, right? Does it want me to go south? It says from the falls, which would make me think way up here, but maybe that is on the very extent of the where it's tracked in the quest. Yep. That looks outside of it to me. I do actually like that, having to pay attention. Like, if it gave me a giant circle here, I would have been maybe happier with that, because that would actually still require me to pay attention and read what I need to do. Anyway, we have water. I have no idea why we had to get water from these two specific locations, but these two specific water sources might be able to heal those affected during the War of the Ring. We do get new gear. Item level 500 is our new item level bracket. 500 to 549 in this expansion, presumably, unless something drastic changes. So that gear, based on the past few expansions in LOTRO, will be quite a bit better than the previous item level, unless the stat curve changes. Also change the exponential growth. Then we could expect about double the stats in Umbar than in Gundabad. They've also made a whole bunch of other changes to stats, so it might be harder to tell if that is the case, but that is something I guess to look out for. I say as I'm distracted trying to run through this. I love running through areas like this on the war seed, even if it is, say, pain, so to speak. I do actually enjoy it. It's a fun challenge. I cannot read that. So she hands the bowl of water to Lady Vanulus. Yeah, we'll go with Vanulus. That doesn't sound right. Vanulus? Anyway, that should heal her, it sounds like. And her burdens lift. It looks like the water is actually working. What do I do now? Oh, talk to Aragorn. I don't know why I don't like calling him King Elisar. Like, to me, he's just Aragorn. I don't know if that matters to anyone. I also wonder how the Kindred of the Coin is going to play out at this point. My impressions from some of the promotional materials and just what we had before is that they were supposed to be a neutral clan that sort of rules Umbar, the actual city, I mean. But based on the events that happened at the end of book 1, it sounded like at least one of the NPCs from the Kindred of the Coin said that we were not friends. So it sounds like they may not actually be all that neutral. I also think I still have some of my graphic settings turned down from being in Umbar, because that place is very laggy because there are so many objects. So I turned the object draw distance to low, which it normally don't need to do, but because there are so many objects in Umbar, It brings my FPS to like 20. So yeah, we'll turn that back up for here. And it sounds like we're still staying in this zone, which is Eastern King's Gondor. Looks like Losterneck. So before we move to a new zone, I don't really need to do anything with crafting. This is going to be bad. Whew, based on some of my recent adventures, again, in my Plan for Umbar video, if you missed it, I felt like that was actually going to make me die by misadventure. But fortunately, I did not. Okay, so for crafting, I also don't care about Tailor. I would get Scholar, but I honestly just don't care enough at this point to level Scholar. Once the crafting revamp fully comes out, and we have all the features that it's supposed to come with, I also think I can take a Stable Master. I will go ahead and switch to Scholar at that point, because this character will be a Gatherer, and you know, you have Forester, Prospector, and Scholar as your gathering professions. Scholar also does quite a bit of crafting. It's like a 2-for-1. But that does mean that I don't really care about it right now, because I would, at this point, have to level it up all the way. And once the crafting revamp fully comes out, I will not. What is the name of this place? I thought it was Arnak, but it for some reason doesn't look like that on the map to me. But it is, indeed. My hands are also cold. My body is comfortable when it's this cold inside, but my hands are not. Sometimes I actually feel like I need to wear gloves when I'm at my computer. Cat interruption. She's just been waiting for me to pet her this whole time. She's actually been behaving, not really bumping the microphone around too much. I know that's dangerous talk, but kind of is true. Oh, this place has all the crafting facilities if we want to go ahead and knock out crafting while here. I assumed that I would have to travel quite a bit, but I already have my town services buff from when I actually recorded that video earlier. Oh, we also got our stitched robe, which is presumably an upgrade. Got quite a bit more tactical mastery, but then I have a bunch of essences. Those essences, I technically lose tactical mastery and crit rating to gain like 300 will. What does will do with the stat update? I think it's still going to be 3 mastery, but it also gives me 1 crit, so that's still not much. Wait, it's only 100 will. Wait, no, wrong earpiece. It's like 300 will, yes. So that's like 1,000 tactical mastery, 300 crit, and it's really close. But I gain physical mit, I guess. We can take that into account. Meow.
Is that the king? What is he doing here?
What do these residents think?
That is King Elisar. Oh, I would know him anywhere.
What do the folk of Arnok need us to do?
Why do people think he's here to punish them? That's so funny. And now... and now, everybody's favorite thing in an MMO. Time to pick berries. Yeah, I guess I should go ahead and do some crafting before we travel out. See what I can do, at least. I'm glad to have gotten started on questing, so now even if we do crafting for the rest of the stream, which I don't expect to do, by the way, I can at least say that I did start the questing as I originally intended. Now, it looks like we have a good forge here, which means I don't know if I have any Anorian ore. There's a great chance that I have to switch characters. Oh my, this character's inventory. See, he doesn't... Wait a minute. I did send 2 carryalls to him already. That was before I got the idea of doing that. So let's see. Gather task items. Wow, look how empty my inventory is now. That was actually only 5 things, but it was multiple stacks of some of those. So it looks like the rest of this stuff is going to be junk that I can sell. Not everything in this, but all the, like, junk materials. So we'll go ahead and sell those. At least what I can see here. And then like the old crafted gear, no need to keep that. Tome of the Friendly Egret, I think that one I can change into embers. This thing can be converted into delving grit, so I can do that later. I know do that later is dangerous. Talk. Delving Amethyst, the item level on that is still 140 instead of 150. Interesting. I wonder if it will stay at 140 for the rest of LOTRO. That is Westfold. We don't care about those scroll cases. I know I still need to make the video on the crafting revamp, but it will come in due time. Specifically the single-use recipes. Yeah, I don't need old essences. This one's tier 14. Maximum level 140? Wait, really? These essences I don't think would be deactivated now that I'm 141, would they? No, there's no way that's actually deactivated. But I guess you can only put it like, I can't use the essence, but can I put it in gear? Seems like they should, I don't know, that's really weird. Like I'm wearing gear with max level. Wait a minute, that one doesn't say max level 140. Maybe it's just new stuff. Maybe if it's already in your gear, they somehow did it where it doesn't convert. But then what if you use an essence reclamation scroll? Does that mean you can just take these out then? Because I know they changed essences for level 141 plus, but I'm kind of curious. I don't really want to waste an essence reclamation scroll, but to investigate, I kind of want to, even though it's probably going to be in waste. Like if I open this, are these all gonna be? No, they just say minimum level 140. Oh, it's the stat ones, the main stat ones. Well, those were already useless. I'm guessing that's more so for like vitality. I don't see any other reason those would be locked. Because I think any situation where you could use a secondary stat essence, you would prefer that over a main stat one. And based on my initial look, that would still be the case with the stat revamp. That's something I obviously, not having actually played through anything in the expansion for the most part, besides doing some leveling outside of the expansion, but the expansion's level range, if that makes sense. I haven't interacted with the system too much is the point. Outside of me being intentionally confusing there. Hopefully that made sense. That's bound to account, so I could technically give that to another character. I should save it. Nugget says meow to all. Oh, that's your ginger cat sitting next to you. You hear that, Piper? There's another orange cat. Yeah, I'm not really worried about anything with the gear at this point. I was just kind of curious the deal with essences, but it does look to be main stat essences, which I've never used besides vitality. That's what I'm kind of curious, is vitality deactivated? But I don't think I used that on my Rune Keeper. Like, I can use a resistance essence here, which I guess for these boots would be better than nothing. So yeah, let's go ahead and... I should have just sold that. It'd probably give me more value in the long run selling it for like 20 silver or whatever. Using it on this gear. I don't know, maybe the resistance will come in handy. That's what we have to hope. I also got a King's Pony from book 1, so I don't know, I'll use that. It's a cosmetic pet though, it's a trick because there are pony mounts in the game, but those are restricted to certain races. The taller races have horses. So I was like, that's a little confusing, but yes, it's a cosmetic pet pony. So we'll have them follow around. Okay, actual crafting. This has been a mess. Oh, I have a Gundabad toolkit. Yeah, I have equipped a universal toolkit. Actually, I should get the... Wait, that's only up through the... What is the Fateful toolkit? I'm all over the place today. I think the Fateful toolkit is... Yeah, through Gundabad, so you don't get bonus currency past Gundabad, essentially. So it doesn't really matter which one of these I use for this area, unless there's a bug, which is... I don't know if I quite want to say probable, but certainly possible. Okay, so we got that. And now in my shared storage, in chest, oh, 7, 6, there we go, chest 6, we have a ton of crafting stuff. In particular, carryalls. Some of them empty, some of them full, and no an Orion Skarn. But there should be plenty of Gundabad. Probably, I honestly don't think it matters what I make. Let's find a workbench. I want to at least do something. Or maybe I should switch characters first. This is why I retitled the stream, by the way. Because the intention originally was just to quest, and then I log in. Like, I was getting the stream set up, I logged into my warden, because I was like, I should probably check what my warden has real quick. And then it all came back to me. All the stuff that I needed to do to actually get ready to play through the quest. And I also did the stream somewhat spur of the moment. It was, I kind of loosely planned to do it this morning, but I also knew that I wouldn't have much time. Like, this stream, I'm probably gonna have to get going relatively soon. But that actually gets me to another point that I can talk about as I try to find the stuff that I need. But another thing that I'm going to be trying the next couple weeks is shorter streams, but more streams. So I'm going to be really busy, essentially, the next couple weeks plus. But I should be able to fit in time for kind of like this stream. This one's a little bit of a pilot of like hour and a half range, which is much shorter than my usual streams. Usually when I stream, I try to target 2 hours. I don't know why, but that just seems like a good amount of time that's like worth the setup and all that. And it seems like people enjoy streams that long. If I can go longer, great. People seem to also enjoy the longer streams. I think to at a certain point, doing like a 9-hour stream instead of a 6-hour stream doesn't really make much difference in terms of value for time as far as the YouTube end of things go. But doing like 4-hour stream versus a 2-hour stream is a bigger difference. And I'm guessing like doing 1-hour stream would be also different, because usually my shorter streams in the past haven't been the most, I would say, successful from the YouTube end of things, but they're not like bad. I just don't do them that frequently. Anyway, this character does not have what I needed. Let me double check the vault.
What can I do for you?
And I don't see... Oh, wow, this character actually has tons of stuff. I was like, I don't see what I needed, because this character had 3 carryall. Wait, this character had 3 carryalls. Not 0 carryalls, but 3. 3 small carryalls. I don't know where those went, but what I do see is all the Skarn. So this is all stuff that my Rune Keeper can use anyway. I'm really glad I looked at the vault and actually paid attention enough to see all this, because these are great for processing, because that's all I care about, to get him up to be able to gather. Wow, that's a lot of Doomfold Skarn. That's pretty good. And then high grade Anorian I have at least. And I think that is... I shouldn't need the Gundabad ingots, but I'll send them just in case. But I'm really curious where this character's carryalls went then. Oh, I think they went to my crafting bank alt. Okay, that's fine. I really did not prepare for all this. But yeah, did want to say hello to Daniel. I think I already said hello to you, but just in case, hello again. And then Sai, glad that you are excited to see me start my Umbar playthrough. We do have some work to do first, though. It's very entertaining to me right now, and just all the madness that is going on here. So this is my crafting bank alt, which I need. I would say that I need more crafting bank alts, but thanks to the crafting revamp, once it's all fully here, I won't, because I'll just store my crafting materials on my crafting characters. I won't have to funnel them to one character who can then divvy out things as I need and all that sort of stuff. Especially when I can like gather any tier materials, then I'll have like certain characters that are actually dedicated to processing and then certain characters dedicated to crafting, and it will be glorious. That's why the crafting revamp is a big deal to me. And why I don't know if upset is quite the right word, but was like just demotivated to play LOTRO or do any crafting when they sort of didn't announce anything and just didn't release major portions of the crafting revamp. Even though their last messages regarding the crafting revamp were that all that stuff was coming in update 38. And I was like, when the expansion actually launched, if y'all saw that, I was like, wait, where is the crafting revamp? Okay, what does this character have? All this talking, I don't even know what I'm supposed to be looking at. Also, my inventory is way clean. I don't know how that happened on this character. I did a lot of organization of my characters somewhat recently-ish, so some stuff is not as I'm used to it, because I did actually do some consolidation and moving things around in a certain way. Yeah, not mad, just disappointed. Again, I feel like I've hopefully made this clear in all my videos, is I don't necessarily mind that things aren't delayed. It's of course not a good thing, but it just would be nice to get some word about that. Alright, what? Oh, I know who might have this. So remember, I was originally planning on doing my playthrough on my Corsair. Wait a minute. On my Mariner. But I decided not to because I just don't have that much fun with it at high levels. It's a really weird thing, but at low levels I do like Mariner. It's the only class where I prefer low level gameplay to high level gameplay. And the reason is, if anybody is curious when I say that, the reason largely comes down to the balance system. I find the balance system to just interrupt my gameplay flow, which I think is partially the point of it, but it just makes the class not as fun for me. What is with this mailbox? Here's all my crafting stuff, because again, I was going to take this character from Apprentice Forester, Apprentice Prospector, Apprentice Scholar, all the way up to the max, but I've decided not to play with him through the expansion. So here's all my crafting stuff, if y'all were wondering, all the stuff that was randomly missing. Like, so far, all this stuff, everything that I just sent is from my bank alt. And then this is my Guardian that I was on. Here are the 3 crafting carryalls she had. And these, look, have even more ores. They have an Orion's Garn. So I have a bunch of stuff like that. I'll get sent to my Rune Keeper. And yeah, the Valors as well. Well, see, that's the thing with this character, is because he's a Valar character and they don't do anything for crafting for you. For a Valar character, the crafting revamp would have been super nice, at least for the gathering professions, because you could just pick something up and be able to gather with whatever level content your character is going through. So like with the 140 Valar, going through the Umbar stuff. I also sent a lot of Scholar stuff, if you all cannot tell, because I was planning on taking him all the way up with Scholar. That one I was going to have to see if I had enough stuff, but I'm not doing that with my Rune Keeper, but my Mariner can carry all that stuff for now. My cat got done bothering me, so now she's going to bother the other cat. Wonderful. They've actually, I'd have to guess because it's somewhat colder in here, but my cats have suddenly started like just snuggling up with each other, which they sometimes would do, but usually not. They usually wouldn't. Like, it's a much less rare occasion nowadays. Now I gotta try to find what I need to send. Are there any Gundabad hides? Oh, Minnesithal. He should have plenty of Gundabad stuff. Okay, Gundabad's Garn. Gundabad's Garn. Hey, Gundabad hides. There they are. Wow, 500 Gundabad parchments, 500 sealed wax. I wonder if I even had more. Oh, crafting can be way too fun to me. I don't know when they'll get to it, or honestly if they'll get to it, but applying a lot of the ideas that they are taking to the Umbar tier would be so great if they can retroactively apply them to some of the previous tiers. Like, make crafting consistent throughout the entire game would be a dream of mine. Like, if they had something consistent where every tier you just had base yellow gear that you could craft, that it's something, again, very easy to outlevel, but maybe very convenient to craft alts, or just to get a character that's maybe a bit unfortunately geared for whatever reason to quickly get caught up. Just like craft them a nice base set of gear. Like, for the 140, it might seem kind of silly if you're just coming from, you did all the raids, you have some of the best gear in the game. Yeah, the yellow 141 gear is probably not going to be that exciting, but what if you leveled through missions and you have like, I don't know, you have like level 120 gear or something like that? Being able to easily craft something that's like level 131 for Gundabad or level 141 for Umbar would be great, and that's something we can do with Umbar. So I absolutely love that part. It matches better the low level experience in LOTRO. I have too many characters. But it matches better the low level experience. But I think it would be great to have that extended to previous tiers. And I have a whole video planned. I have not done any sort of outline or any planning for the actual video content, but I do have one planned on the single-use recipes. And it is going to be an overly dramatic video, as I promised. It's really not that serious of an issue, but for purposes of YouTube videos, I'm going to, like, the first few seconds, the actual plan is to make things seem way more serious than they are. But if you can get past that part, I'm actually planning to go a bit more in depth on why I don't like single-use recipes. But one of the important things is there are scroll cases that unlock single-use recipes. The last time we had that was like the Westamnet tier or something. And in all the low-level tiers, there is like, you had your master scroll cases. Let's go to Taylor. You had your master scroll cases, which could unlock like purple single-use, of course, level 50 armor. You had 40 for artisan, and then the guild crafting, which this character doesn't have. Oh, here's a perfect example. This is what the scroll case is unlocked. It's a single-use recipe, indicated by that. It is removed from your list after use. And yeah, you can do that. You have all this stuff. But it comes from scroll cases. I forget where I was going. But anyway, the Umbar tier, you have scroll cases that work kind of just like that, as far as I can tell. I have not opened them yet because I'm waiting for the video to do that. And I actually love having scroll cases again. So it's a little bit conflicting because they do contain single-use recipes, but then typically guild crafting, like you would have, not for the journeyman tier, but maybe for the journeyman. No, I don't think for journeyman. I think it starts with expert. You'd have like a guild crafting version that is permanent. But then you have time gating on your guild crafted recipes, which is really annoying, and I don't like that part at all. And then you also have to like craft a whole bunch of things with guild crafting. But then again, you can use universal ingredient packs with the guild crafting, and it's super easy. The problem is those come from the LOTRO store in some form or another. The very easy way to get them without spending LOTRO points is find somebody with a house with the ingredient crates that you can click. In fact, if I had my milestone set here and was fully prepared, I would do that right now just to show you all. But I have somebody in my kin, and there is one in the kin house, but it takes a little while to get to, if I remember correctly. But there's somebody in the kin, Dan's Adventures, if you all remember him. He has ingredient packs like right at the entrance to his house. So you just walk a few steps and take them, and you can actually set, if you're in the kin, with your friend, you can do travel to kinship member's house. So I could travel to his house. Let's see, I think I might have to, because I think, yeah, you can visit them even if they aren't online, as long as they have a house set. So if I find his name here on the list, okay, apparently he hasn't specified residence on that character or that character. Who did he specify his residence on? Because I know I've traveled to his house before. Nope, not that one. I don't even know what this list is sorted by. But the point is that I could click visit on his name. But I honestly don't know where he went. Oh well, it doesn't matter. And Stands in the Fires are out in the front yard. So I could do his house. I don't totally mean to call him out in game, but I could... I think this is Arnak already. No, that's Lost Inglebed. Where's Lost Inglebed? Isn't that to the west? But yeah, I could visit his house, and then I could get the ingredient packs and get universal ingredient packs is the point. You could get 9 a day per character. So it's very easy to get those. So that is a workaround of the guild crafting, but then there's another layer on top of all of that. Oh, can chat there if I bother to read that. Which y'all are not supposed to see. I still need to fix that with my new setup, but the other layer is that when you use universal ingredient packs, it makes the gear bound. So I could not actually do guild crafting for like a friend or put on the auction house or some random person in world chat or somebody that I just see that has bad gear if I want to make them something. With guild crafting and use my universal ingredient packs, I couldn't, and I'd have to actually do that whole time gated annoying to get stuff recipes. I don't know how this rant started, but I like crafting, but there's a lot of like layers to this crafting revamp and the whole scroll cases thing. But even like, it sounds like they drop pretty commonly, which is my experience as well. So it's not like it really is the worst thing ever with crafting that they have those. And again, I like having the scroll cases, but I don't like the single-use nature of them. But then what happens if you do have somebody that gets like every single recipe? Something you could do is with a scroll case, maybe it has, instead of a recipe, you get materials. That wouldn't make logical sense, which is one of the complaints about single-use recipes I have, but that is a workaround, is that, hey, if you get the scroll case, well, now you just get materials because you've unlocked every recipe, assuming they'd actually be permanent and not single use. So there's just a lot to it, is essentially what I'm trying to get at. Do I have my subscribers jug buff? I know I have a tendency to forget to click that, but I do. So time for some rapid crafting. We want 105 of these if my brain is working math correctly today. And I did not plan for this. I forgot that it takes time to craft things. I don't remember if you can use a rapid crafting thing. Maybe you can. Oh, those would be on my crafting character because I don't keep them in my shared storage anymore. Because that's how I have not 300 stuff in my shared storage. I don't think I have them here at least. I don't see any rapid crafting. It could be that I'm missing it. I have... Oh, hey, I leveled up. Wow, how did I level up? Was I just that close to leveling that I actually leveled from crafting? That is crazy. I'm getting like peanuts XP. Actually, I'm getting like not even peanuts. What's worth less than peanuts? Peanuts are actually expensive. I'm getting like peas crafting XP, and I somehow got enough to level up from this. That's pretty amazing. You have 25,000 universal ingredients? Wow, that's a lot. Too bad they're not actually universal. For anybody that doesn't know, a lot of high-level ones, you can't use your universal ingredients. Despite their universalness, their universality, despite whatever that is, you cannot actually use them. Wait, I thought cashews were more expensive, like worth more than peanuts. And I still can't see any yellow on my XP bar here. That's like how little XP I get. That's how crazy it is that universality. I like that one. Okay, I thought that one was an actual word. I needed to make sense. Make sure, whatever I said, I don't know. Words are hard. Okay, so I need 100. Oh boy, this is gonna be a little bit tougher. So I need 240, so I need 40. I think I need 240 actually. I don't think that's right. I do not need 240 of those. I don't think it's 140 either, is it? Yeah, 840. Yep, 140 is correct. Hello, George. 1562. Numbers are important. And now we play the waiting game. I don't know where my cats went. It could be cat playtime, but one of them's decided to sleep and the other one that's usually up here bothering us disappeared. Actually, I have no idea where she went. If only I did my crafting rant while I was crafting. I could have been getting stuff done. I really don't know if I have enough materials. It's like, there's Doomfold and then there's Ironfold. I don't know. Oh. Where'd you come from? Hi. Did I put their toy up? I don't remember putting their toy up, but I guess I did. But yeah, do I have Ironfold materials? I might actually finish this by the time I could find them. I'm just going off. I have not bought one thing. I do have 10 Ironfold Scarn. I have Langblood. I think that's Minnesithal. I'm just not as confident with Ironfold. That's usually one that I don't have as much of. I'm impressed I had so many Doomfold Scarn, but I think that's because of my Guardian, largely, when she was leveling in there. Oh, and also potentially got some of them when I was actually leveling in a Nor. No, I did that on my Warden, who's a Forester. So I wouldn't have gotten them from that character. Crafting is fun though. Like sometimes it's nice to just sit here and craft. Usually that's a great time to eat lunch or something. I know we all love our 8:23 p.m. lunches, but that's like, to me it's the perfect activity to do in a game while eating. Like you can be productive in the game and get your eating done at the same time. Can't even see my character craft. I'm still just waiting for the yellow bar to tick up. I still cannot see it. I've gotten 40,000 XP though, so just repeat what I've done 400 times. And I could level up, except I'll run out of my bonus XP, which I did use a little bit of bonus XP. Y'all might notice I'm level 142. I used a little bit of that when I was 141 to, well, level up. But the reason is because I anticipate that I'll be under-leveled if I just focus on the book quest and actually get stuff done with that. Flickering Title Ring. Why do they love putting such boring stats on gear? Probably because they don't want you to be OP, but whoever designs quest rewards, I think has a real fascination with evade rating for some reason. It just seems like not every quest reward, but way too many of them have evade rating that it's like kinda suspicious. Oh, you can do processing in this tier? I didn't even know that. Wait, did I make shavings? I didn't even know that. I thought I was actually making ingots. Well, that's kind of embarrassing. Don't even know what I'm doing here. Oh, and resistance. Yes, that's another one they like way too much. Which, sure, those stats technically have uses, but I don't know anybody that wants evade rating and resistance on their questing gear. Or gear that they get from quests, more specifically. And yes, second lunch. That's my second favorite meal of the day, behind lunch. Okay, now we'll do ingots. And I'll be a little bit short, so I get 16 for each of these. We're gonna do math. So 17, I think I need 3.5. So we'll just do 3 to be safe. Oops. And if we need 3.5, that should mean I need one more. No, I was off. I tried. Actually, I needed 4.5. Not even... one more than 4.5. Or 1. Just ignore me. That stopped making sense a long time ago. Okay, what do we want to... Oh, these actually give 37 XP. That's still not enough. I have an odd number of both of these. How about... Oh, wow. I can do 260 of these. Okay, let's try with these ones. We might be able to do a little bit more efficient doing some ingots. So given that, I'll start with 138. Did Minnesithal require less than Earnfold or Doomfold? For some reason, I thought one of them required like 840 or 640 or something. Account wide. There's this wonderful thing on the YouTube that somebody was clicking that like you can click hearts or something there and other stuff, but it blocks the text, so I cannot actually read the chat. It like blocks a word. But M. Night Shyamalan, you said that you just boiled yourself with some LOTRO points. Now's a good time with the double bonus points. Account mount best purchase. There's a word between account mount and best purchase. I don't know what it is. But that reminds me, account-wide journeyman riding. That's been my best LOTRO purchase of all time, I think. LOTRO store purchase, I should specify. But yeah, anything account-wide instantly raises the value like to another tier. We are doing work so we can go to Umbar. Also, I have some exciting news to report. I have, well, now it's like 2 pixels. I had 1 pixel of yellow bar on the bottom left for my XP. But it has... Wait a minute, did I craft too many things? Oh no, I crafted too many things. My bad. Oh, because they give 8 XP. I was doing that for 6 XP, I think. Or something. No, 6 XP wouldn't make sense either. I don't know what that was about. But here, it should be 78 is what I need. That won't get me all the way there. The goal is to not get all the way there. But the goal is to get 6 short. And for my cat to stop making me jump and interrupt my crafting. I don't even know how many I crafted. I had, what, 78 going? But how many did I make? I made 8? So we need 70 more? Something like that? I don't know. It all made sense for a second there. Okay, I'm moving the keyboard away from your butt. Wait, you get... Oh, it might be something else that you got that gets you 3 extra character slots. Or is that because you came premium? Maybe that. This cat is causing some havoc. Now I really don't know how many I need to craft. We'll try 54. But yeah, it is possible that you did free to play to premium, as Sands in the Fire mentioned. I don't know if that does give you 3 extra character slots, but I think it gives you some, so that would make sense. I was also going to say if you ended up buying like one of the expansion bundles, those give character slots. And I think for the Gundabad one, you could actually get 3 slots from the Ultimate bundle, or 2 slots, I forget exactly, because there were some issues when it originally released. I don't know if that's still the case, but that was a thing for a point. I wish this hoodie doesn't have a zipper anymore, this jacket. I don't know where it went, but my old washer, it one time went out, and then it came out and it was gone. And I don't even actually know where the zipper part went. Whatever the piece is that actually does the zipping in the zipper system. 14. I needed 1 more. That was close. So we do one of those and one of these, and now we're not wasting XP. And Umbar. I was like, I don't have any of these, but that is the Umbar tier. Perfect. We got Prospect already. Can't quite. Oh, that's so many Gundabad hides. I assume I want to. Yeah, I have 1 board I can make. No, thanks. Okay, so we need 100 of these and 5 more. That should be easy enough. Also, I do, as a heads up, I mentioned this stream would be shorter than usual, and we're kind of getting to the point where you all might see what I mean by shorter than usual streams. We'll see what the next objective is after picking these berries, but when I'm done with the crafting here, there's a good chance that that will be the wrap-up point of this stream. Because I do gotta get going. I like seeing the animations of them crafting. They're not perfect, but they add a little bit to the world. It's also, I think, perhaps slightly comical just seeing my character and his wonderful purple outfit. Just turning some hides into leathers here. Nothing unusual about that. I don't even take my backpack off. I just do all this work with my backpack on, my hat on. Do you think we will get in-game zones next year, or more early game editions? I think a mixture seems likely. I wouldn't be, well, actually, I was gonna say, I wouldn't be surprised if the spring update, like not talking about the raid, the instances, and all that sort of stuff update, but like update 39, I wouldn't be surprised if that one's low level. But based on their response to how the year after the Gundabad launch went, I would expect more level cap zones than we saw during the Gundabad expansion era. I also anticipate that their next level zone will be a Moria alternative. I wouldn't bet my entire YouTube channel on it, but I would bet all 15 gold I have here. I think Scenario, one of the world building developers, I think has strongly hinted at that it'll be a Moria alternative for their next one. I don't know if he's confirmed it. It's entirely possible that he's more or less confirmed it, but what I have caught is more very large hints that it will be Moria alternatives, but it's possible that it's not. What mount on is that mount Your on still accessible. This mount is, yes, it's actually from the Ultimate Fan Bundle or the Medium Bundle. It might be the Medium Bundle of the Minas Morgul expansion, because it's the Great Alliance set. That's just the cosmetic clothes for it. You can actually get the regular mount version of this that's not War Steed. Also, wow, even Eladon is here gathering berries. So it's not just me that they sent out to gather berries. Ooh, these are berries. Great. It says pick berries from bushes. This looks like berries from bush-like plants. It doesn't advance the quest. It just went into a crafting carryall. Great. Just what I needed. Something random to fill my crafting carryall that I didn't need. If I could just eat the strawberries, that would be a whole other story. Yeah, where the Moria alternative could be, I think that's a really interesting question. I could see maybe them doing... Let's see, how can I say this without repeating? Okay, it's too late. I could see them doing Moria as the Moria alternative. Like how they did the reimagined Carndoom. They just do reimagined Moria. And then you have reimagined Moria for your Moria alternative. But more seriously, I think they could... Well, see, I was going to say I think they could pick up with Before the Shadow. It wouldn't make too much sense, but they could go in that area, like from Eregion to Enedwaith is like a 10 level gap, which is what Moria is. It's like 50 and then 60, aka what Moria covers. But if they did like... I don't know... there's no zone connection, so that's why I actually thought when they were talking about doing this area that it could be a Moria alternative, 50 to 60. It's right next to Eregion. It could take you to Enedwaith, and there you go, Moria alternative. But now there's no landscape connection between Eregion and Enedwaith that's uncovered that they could just do 50 to 60 in this area. Otherwise, they could go like Western Enedwaith to be 50 to 60, but that loses some of the geographical connections there. I could also see them doing, I don't know, somewhere south. Like, that'd basically be what I just said. I wonder if there's anything on the east here that they could do that would actually make sense. That's the thing, like, they could do Mountains of Mirkwood as a random 50 to 60 zone, but that wouldn't really make much sense to me. They could extend the Misty Mountains, but I doubt anybody wants that after we've been in Gundabad a while, even though it's not relevant to the levels. That's something they could do. They could do, I don't know, something beyond Angmar and Forakel, like start going up towards Foradwaith for some reason. That wouldn't be too unexciting, but it'd again be very random. They could do the coastal mountains and introduce some new dwarves and randomly have that be level 50 to 60, but that's more likely to be like a level 150 plus thing. And just like that's actually connected to Umbar. Maybe they'll randomly have Horondor be like, hey, you just finished Gondor at level 105. Well, you head to Horondor, it's level 50. Another thing that wouldn't make much sense, but it's an area they could go. I'm really just talking about all the places in Middle Earth at this point. But yeah, South Farthing. Oh, whoa. We're almost having a Louis Rindle incident here. Which, by the way, speaking of Louis Rindle, for anybody that's been keeping up with that series and doesn't know what happened, I think the rest of that series, however many episodes it will be, I gotta build the suspense. I can't let you all know if it's like 3 more episodes, 4 more episodes, 1 more episode, 300 more episodes, however many it is. That should be up during winter break for me, is the plan. I plan to have that and another hardcore series. I plan to have the pilot episode for that new hardcore series to be up soonish. Probably not tomorrow, but maybe in like 2 days. Maybe tomorrow. What do I have Wednesday? Wednesday to Thursday, because I might try to stream Wednesday, and if that's the case, I'll do that video tomorrow. It doesn't really matter. I know I talk about never doing a video the day after a stream, but that one could warrant it. No, I'd probably wait for the weekend. I don't know. We'll see. I might have a video tomorrow. It should be accessible to, I don't think I ever made it accessible to channel members, but for channel members, they get early access to videos like that for YouTube reasons aren't ready to be published, but I just have them sitting there waiting. But I don't think I ever actually gave access to that one. Prepare to meet the slain deer. Oh, prepare meat of the slain deer. Wait, even Arwen's doing some work? It's good to know that it's not like just me that they're sending on these random missions. Other important people are actually doing useful stuff. So that's a highlight of chapter 2.2 here. Yeah, so if you watch the replay of that stream, something you might have noticed is that it just abruptly ends 12 hours in. That's because YouTube only keeps 12 hours of footage. I did not know that because I've never streamed more than 12 hours before, or even 12 hours up to that point. So the remaining whatever amount of time it was is sort of lost, but fortunately I actually did a good job and recorded it all locally. You don't get to see my reaction to whatever events transpired, but I do have all the footage of the actual gameplay, and I'll have the story continue to whatever happened. And the reason I actually really want to get this done, I was hoping to have it all before the Umbar expansion, because I want to continue the next phase, whatever that next phase is. I want to get to it. Anyway, yeah. Wait, that's Elro here we talked to. That makes a little bit more sense. I was so confused. Now I talked to Barrymore.
We do appreciate the work you all have done for us. Of course we do.
Hey, they're talking about them being uncomfortable with the king doing labor. I'm like, wow, he's actually like a man of the people, and he's not making all us unimportant people do it. It's such a highlight here from my adventurer perspective. Alright, I guess he has to move on. He can't stay here and fully help them. Alright, we're going to Pelargir. Don't worry, I just read really fast. I definitely read that full thing and not just the first sentence. Let's see. Do we want to use all this evade rating? I think it's actually better than my outgoing healing one because of all the crit. That's like, well, actually I lose so much from that. I'm not sure what this character's stat weights at this point that would be worth it. I hate to say that, but the 458 ring might be better than the 500 ring just because of the evade rating. Hey, Ivan, it has been a long time, and you've been a channel member on the Mithril tier this whole time, so I appreciate that. Hopefully you are maybe still enjoying videos and streams. Where do I need to go? West. Upper Lebanon. Wait, not Pelargir? I guess not. Oh, we're going to Captain Imladir. Don't worry, I can find my way. I can navigate through this. I don't need a map. There we go. We're here. And we're going to that place I just said. Well, Imladir is the name of the person. Tumladan is the name of the town. So, Corsairs of Umbar is a bit mixed. Certain expansion features have not been the most appealing. I've made videos on this, but the content so far isn't particularly terrible, but actual content of the Corsairs of Umbar expansion that I've done is 2 whole chapters in book 2 of the new book quest. So I haven't done much. And then on my Warden, I've done a little bit more mixed stuff, but there's a lot of, I would say, content missing, but more so there's a lot of what we usually expect with an expansion launch in LOTRO that's just sort of not here, which includes things like missions, which I know I don't play them a ton, but I like to play them all once, usually unless they're really bad missions like the Gondor expansion missions, but that's a whole other thing. But I generally like missions, and they're not here. So I think that's a good way for a character without actually going out and doing any adventuring to get sort of a sense of some of the expansion lands and things like that. That I just haven't had any of that, so that part's been a bit of a disappointment, is kind of how I describe it. Wow, these camps, they give me visions of that one place that I like never go to, far in Orion. I don't know why those camps reminded me of that area, like very strongly. Ah, the Zahar dwarves of the White Mountains.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. And I trust you speak with the king's order.
Oh, you're talking maybe about the class? Oh, man. I am clearly not all here today. That would make so much more sense that you're talking about the Corsair class and not the Corsairs of Umbar expansion. I think I was slightly confused because it technically is called Mariner, despite me calling it a Corsair earlier in the stream. But the Corsair class I'm a little bit mixed on. I don't think it's a bad class. I think it's a lot more well developed than the Brawler was on launch and than the Beorning was for like its first 8 years. So all those parts of it are good. It checks a lot of the boxes of a finished class. And I think it definitely has enjoyable elements. I just really enjoy different things with it that's not typical to what I enjoy in LOTRO. One of them is low-level gameplay, but also Yellow Line and Landscape is oddly entertaining. I think Red Line is actually fun in group content, though. That's something maybe I haven't highlighted enough. I talk about the gameplay flow not really working with me, especially with the balance system at high levels, but why are these dwarves mad at me? I know. So these dwarves get mad at me, and now he's asking, where were you during the war? Was that actually a planned thing? Is that why they're angry? I thought they were angry at me. But they turned to him, so maybe that was actually a story point there. King of Gondor, blah, blah, blah. Okay, yes, we will go. But yeah, mix between Berg and Champ, and in my experience, Brawler and Lore Master. Once again, perfectly normal adventure. I saw zero misadventure there. Never mind me like flying in the trees for a second. That was very intended adventure. That was not misadventure. Now I'm all the way back here. What a setback. This is why hardcore LOTRO is dangerous. I feel, well, that's where I'll leave that. Yes, 16,000 subscribers. I still need to do the 15,000 subs. Whoa, I can gather this. Although I think Brilliant Scarn, isn't that going to be Gundabad materials because LOTRO reasons? I honestly think that I would have been more motivated to play Eastern Kings Gondor if they like did it as a what I would describe as a proper pre-expansion zone, but that's a very loaded statement because that I don't think that this was not like a proper or not a good zone, despite me not having quested through it. I don't think there's anything bad about it from what I've seen. I just didn't want to quest in it. So I never did. I actually wanted to quest through it, but I never actually wanted to quest. I never wanted to actually play it when it came to it. I like the idea of playing it more than actually getting around to playing it. But anyway, it's not to say that this is bad, essentially. But it's not something that got me ready for the expansion. Like all the stuff, all the rewards you get, all the crafting materials was gonna be outdated when the actual Corsairs of Umbar expansion came. So it's like not really good for a pre-expansion zone. That's like the first zone in the new expansion content, essentially, even though it's not a part of the expansion technically. Because it still gives you all the Goonabad stuff. And I just feel like it would have been a great pre-expansion zone. Like, very wonderful. If they actually gave you Umbar crafting materials. If they already had item level 500 yellow gear from the quests. Because at the end of the expansion, it's not like it matters anyway. At least, in my opinion. There's probably people that disagree, which I could also see that if you don't think there should be like item level 500 gear at the end of the expansion, that's perfectly fine. But it's something that like, I feel like it's just a zone that could have led better into the new expansion if it was already like basically set in the expansion. And another option is that they could... Oh, wrong one. I went to Varuk Zahar instead of Zarsatrad. The Boatmaster is nearby leading to Umbar. I believe there's probably one in Dol Amroth. Yeah, there's one in Dol Amroth in the east. And then there's that one in Dol Amroth. And then in Outer Gondor, I know Lord Carrion has one, even though it's not showing on the map. Wonderful. It is there, I think. I'm pretty sure. Yep, right there. And then I don't know if there's any others. It almost seems like Ostandir could have one, but I don't think it does. Because you could just sail down the river, it seems like. That one's actually somewhat surprising. I know it doesn't, it's like farther away, so it sort of doesn't make sense in that case, but yeah. Rolled in the what? What in the world? I don't know. Rolled in the world? Oh, I also have these quests ready to turn in. I never turned them in because, well, I did them when my kin was doing a D night, and I figured I'd wait till I got here. I also didn't know if I was going to use an XP boost because at that time I was still undecided on my character to play through, but hey, there we go. I also don't know, have I reforged my LIs? Okay, I did my runestone because it's 515, but not my bag. I kind of remember once I asked that question, I was like, I didn't have enough gold, and I still don't have enough gold. I have plenty of gold on other characters, but actually on this character I don't have enough, which is really unusual. But he doesn't carry gold, I guess. Okay, so we did that, and now we need to go to Pelargir.
What might I do for you?
Eastgate. Eastern Docks. Well, we'll try Eastgate then. That would make sense because we're coming from the east. That means we have to navigate Pelargir. That's okay. Oh, none of them show for you? They should show for you, even if you don't have the expansion. You should be able to interact with them and travel, I think. I've never tried it without owning the expansion, but I don't see why not owning the expansion wouldn't like let you see them. That's kind of strange. Oh no, we need to go back this way. Don't worry. I know what I'm doing. It's perfectly safe to be on a war steed here. There's no way I could start flying and die by misadventure. That's only in other locations east of here. Why did the road disappear? Am I on the wrong road? The road continues. Well, it's actually kind of broken by that wall. Are they really going to make me navigate all the way around to get there? Whatever work they're doing, they need to highly prioritize knocking down this wall right here. That should be like #1 priority. Instead of standing around here, everybody and all of Gondor and Umbar combined should unite to just tear down that wall. Middle Earth would be a better place for it. And no matter if you're a Corsair, a Free People, a Gondorian, an Angmarum, whatever you are, you will benefit from that wall being knocked down. Whew, that was actually scary. And I gotta go all the way over here. It's good to hear you love the architecture here. M. Night Shyamalan, because I really don't like Gondorian architecture, but it is good to hear at least somebody likes it. Now, Corsair architecture. That's the architecture I like. Ooh, Umbari Atlas Essence. They give you potions pretty early, and that's nice. And they restore 30k morale, not too bad. Alright. It looks like we're still doing so much stuff in the Eastern King's Gondors. It's not like a inherently bad thing, but yeah, Kindred of the Coin, so we're kind of starting to move to that. But first, dwarves. It really feels like, I don't know, there's just so much here. I kind of feel like actually playing through not much of the story, but a little bit of the story, what I'm kind of feeling like so far is that if they did this as like a pre-Song of Wave and Winds thing, like if this was some sort of prelude, interlude, whatever you want to call it for game prologue, if you even want to call it that, I feel like Gondor just, that part of the Corsairs of Umbar could have been that, and at least would have been better received by me. I don't know if that includes other people. I can't speak for other people, but that is how I know I would feel about it. All right. Even you said I'm master of getting lost in cities. I don't know if I quite got lost there. I just didn't know that a wall was there. Training up some new captains, he is. That's the most random thing to run into. I guess class trainers are actually doing training? Wait, the lore master trainer? Wait, hold up. Do y'all see this? The lore master trainer, he's just talking and talking and talking to her, and the Rune Keeper trainer, she's like not, just totally not into it. He must be talking about why Burning Embers is the best spell in the game, but she already knows Fiery Ridicule is even better. I don't know why that's so funny. That might be my favorite part of the new zones. Yeah, I feel like if they did this as pre-expansion content, like before the actual expansion update, then it would have been a good lead-in to the story, because that's pretty much, as far as I am concerned, what it is, a lead-in to the Umbar story. But it also would mean that we could jump straight into Umbar with the expansion, which would have honestly been a lot more exciting. And as I've talked about in all my videos, Gondor here could have the best content in the entire game, but I'm just not that interested in it. From what I've heard, I don't think it does have the best content in the entirety of the game, but it sounds like maybe middle of the pack is how I'd kind of describe it, because some people have talked about it not too positively, some people have talked about it positively. I haven't seen anybody say that it's like one of their favorite areas in the entirety of the game. I have seen some people say it's like maybe more on the least favorite end. Actually, for Gondor, I kind of like it. But I'm also not doing all the side quests. And some of my liking of this is biased based on just my kin doing deed nights, which have been fun. I think I actually streamed one of those, didn't I? And that's when I talked about me feeling so awkward streaming kin events, because I like to actually interact and play with my kin, but when I'm streaming I feel like I'm not. I'm just like in their Discord call, ignoring them, and then I randomly hear my name pop up, and I'm like, uh-oh, what did I miss? When normally, when not streaming, I can actually be interactive with them. And that's just like this whole mess that bothers me. And then I just don't end up streaming kin events. That's how it's been lately. But I do, like, I did that one kind of randomly. And if there's like new instances or something, I definitely do that. Or if we're like, maybe even like the old ones where we're progressing through all the raids we had early in Anor, I could do that. But I enjoy streaming. It's like two conflicting things. I enjoy streaming, and I also enjoy playing with my kin and interacting with them and talking with them, because it's kind of crazy. Actually, I like these people. I know, that's a huge shock. If I had like a gasp sound effect, that's what we needed there. But it's kind of similar with Return to Moria. I really love playing in the group that I've been playing with for Return to Moria. I also do enjoy streaming that game and making videos on it, but it's like, I enjoy going through it with them more.
I'm glad to see you again, now that those dark days are behind us.
Find the food stall run by Herodrim. There's a food stall that's run by Herodrim. Is it run by these guys? They're Corsairs. I guess it's good to know we're not completely discriminatory. Just because they're Corsairs, I can't like blow them up here. If they're a Corsair and they're located somewhere else, no matter their story, we blow them up. But just because they're here in Pelargir, I guess they're friendly. And these three are generic Corsairs. Like, this guy at least has a name. They're just called Corsair. Sands in the Fire, you said that I'm the master of not reading your jokes. I never failed to disappoint. Oh no. Wait, why do I need to go here? Oh, that's the... Okay, we're abandoning that quest. You have me go... Coins. Find the food stall. But what I have to acquire is coins. That's actually pretty funny. Oh, I do get food for that though. I bring them the coins, they give me lamb hot pots. I think these Corsairs are scammers. Like, I'm delivering them their valuable coins from the food stall, and they're giving me level 60 food that I can't read because there's a cat in the way, but it's lamb hot pots. Don't worry, there's enough for everyone. That's what it says. Oh, I was getting cat cam and now she moved. How WoW does expansions? Oh yeah, how WoW does expansions, a pre-patch. Exactly. LOTRO's pre-patch is... It wasn't a bad pre-patch. They added the Corsair class, which is technically a part of the expansion. It's not really content, but it's like a feature of the expansion. It is something, when I talk about Corsairs of Umbar feeling like just a big quest pack and not an expansion, the Corsair class is a part of the expansion that definitely helps it feel like a full expansion, but it doesn't help the content feel like a full expansion. That's just something I thought of at one point and I'm reminded of now. And hello, Jafar. Also, wasn't I supposed to go like 15 minutes, half an hour ago? Oh well, actually I was supposed to go like half an hour ago. We'll finish this quest. We'll do the dry dock in the southeast Pillar Gear. Wait, what? This is the wrong quest again. I'm trying to do drawing maps. I think that's a sign that we just need to pack up for the day, to be honest. I'm gonna go to Ostinglebed and, well, go. Oh, glad to know you all still love me, even when I ignore you on the calls. But yes, this was the first of a series of what I'm planning to be shorter streams. And the reason I'm actually excited for it, even though it means less content per stream for you all, this means that I should be able to stream more frequently the next week or two, because I plan to mostly have streams rather than videos the next week to week and a half, maybe even 2 weeks or so. It will be more streams than videos, but for me to be able to stream, they'll have to be shorter streams like this. So I have a few optimizations planned to make the whole setup process and pack up process quicker. Because sometimes that just takes too long with YouTube streams. But yeah, I'll go ahead and take myself to Eastern Pelargir because I'll probably get back before this expires. I have like basically 3 days on the safe end to use that up. So we should be back within a couple days and continuing our Corsairs of Umbar playthrough. We got through 3 chapters, which is pretty exciting. But we also got caught up with crafting. That's the more important part, maybe? To me, it really is the more important part. There's no hiding it. But yeah, we can do Umbar gathering. I can even already do brushed Umbari leathers. Probably won't do that on this character. Maybe I will. I don't know. I'd like to... whatever character I ultimately do processing on, I'd like to actually master the gathering professions for a sense of completeness and because I want to. But yeah, hopefully you can catch next stream. But this is a good point to wrap up, so let's try to get slightly better lighting in. I hope you all enjoyed the stream. I'm actually really excited to continue. That's why I like this plan. It's helping give me motivation to actually play through the expansion, and it just makes me excited for the Gondor content that I maybe was less excited for compared to just jumping straight into Umbar. But yeah, we have that. Plan to eventually have more videos on the crafting revamp, and whenever we get our update December 6th, oh my gosh, that's such a busy day for me, but December 6th, that's I don't know if dreading is quite the right word, but it's a very busy day for me. And I think that's when the LOTRO update is scheduled, so that's kind of fun. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed this, and if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe for more, and thanks for joining, chatting, and watching, everyone.